Guess who got brands talking? Brandlive.co.za.
Instagram babe, show booty, it's all for newbies to get left out. I mean, I'm just saying, I hope nobody gets left out. I love being black, the perks of that shit make them tap out. Finders, keepers, and losers, sweepers, man, that shit work out. Losers whining and winners dining, now that's a wreck out. Can one tell me what went wrong with a black child? You would tell me what went wrong with a black child. Inspired by wrongs, but all they tell you is their damn rights. Showing ass with your vixens and they think that shit right. Black boy fight and black mommy just looking damn nice. Call it inspiration of a black child. Got man so dangerous like no more kids is left out. Man so thirsty and all they thinking is a test job. Got old man thirsty, old man this shit is like a perf job. Sweet black mommies, oh damn you find them in the beehive. Find them in the T-hive. Man this shit so crazy you can find them in the beehive. Africa's buzzing with sweet honeys in the beehive. African mommies with sweet bodies in the beehive. Popping up the juice but you underestimate it cause the skin color is black. She a queen, nothing ever left. Never saw her and you like that, now you give her all the slaps. Never slap, a nigga that you rap. Let it flow, let it flow. There she go, just take it easy, my nigga, just go. Just let it go, let it flow. Just take it easy, my nigga, just go. Oh man, I tell it how it is, never minding how it feels. Don't care about how you feel, cause you don't care about how she feels. Forgetting that when you hit her, she hates, the wound heals. By then she is savage, she bakes and you kill. Think about it, get some time to think about it. Cause the next time you think about it, you'll be wearing orange and plenty of time to think about it. Then it's late to think about it, fuck it, you gon' dream about it. Think about changing the flows, but damn, I just thought about it. Man, I'm never chilled about it. She a queen, she really does it. The nerve, the niggas got it. Man, it's hard to think about it. She don't even need a pause. She out there looking saucy as ever, she don't need no punch. I see you underestimate it cause the skin color is black. She a queen, nothing ever left. Never saw her and you like that, now you give her all the slaps. Never slap, a nigga that you rap. Let it flow, let it flow. There she go, just take it easy, my nigga, just go. Just let it go, let it flow. Just take it easy, my nigga, just go.
Let's do this, man. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Every Monday between 2 and 3 o'clock, young people, man, get the platform, man. Me, D-Boy Mashasha, and Mr. A11, man, making sure Luna, like I told her, they shouldn't say Bonkayon and take on toilet. So, Mr. A11, people need to hear you, man.
Yo, what's up, people? Little boy 11, and I'm back again. Exclusive show, Buffett, official Major World Online in the cover, Buffett. Never a down moment. This is official Major World Online. Tune in, Buffett, to brandlife.co.za and have a jump with us, Buffett.
And let's tell on our social media handles, man. Social media handles. Make sure that you interact with us, man. Facebook, it's official Major World with no spaces. Instagram, it's official Major W1. And no. That was Twitter. Maar in terms of Instagram, official.majorworld. What's again, get hashtag us to YouTube and if you want to get past episodes and so like this is an amazing platform for young people to make sure what's king. Hi, now I'm from Gaviwa. Now I'm from gaming. Now I'm from push passion and our feature just Mr. 11, man. We got also amazing studio guests Vandache. We got Mr. the Expressionist Anthony Bila in the building and also Mr. Touchline in the building. It's some liberalization type of experience, man. And I quickly just want to mention via show that we had last week. Hashtag Major World Live right there. Go Bramfontein. Shout out to the people who pulled through, man.
Hey, dog, shout out to the performers too, Buffett.
Man.
You know that well, not for the people that came, Buffett. I want to say, Buffett, shout out. Like we need people like that in life, you know. You need people who are gonna follow you, like who are gonna support you, who won't just say good day, shout out, have a great show, but like they actually come there, Buffet, you know, with their last money and come and support you. So shout out to everyone, Buffet, to
It gang,
Buffet, to
and Chola, Charlie Hustle, like it's again, let me liberate this type of a situation. And like every time when you do this type of events, every 2 weeks, people when you pull through the little 10 items on 12, make sure like on Sundays, gonna this feeding scheme, hashtag Mapa Sundays, man. Like young people, like let's do this. Boombana, hashtag Boombana. Hashtag 6 days of 6 weeks of madness. Can I quickly reflect on that? I started talking about this last week. The next 6 weeks, this is the eve until 2019. So if not the New Year's resolution, even they're boying you and like you wanna kill them, then I kill them right now. And even in terms of like being responsible, man, be responsible for the next 6 weeks. And if you go to 2019,
like you know what, just have fun. This is 6 weeks of madness, but that doesn't mean good. You have to go crazy and like forget your morals or whatever. We need to be safe, we need to drink responsibly, we need to celebrate responsible. Just have fun. Official Major World Online. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. It's A11.alone. Facebook is A11.alone. Twitter is A11.alone. In the cover.
And like Lena Mr. Dibo Mashe, go Facebook, Instagram, but I feel like it's high time reintroduce our studio guests, man. I mentioned them by name, Mare. Like homies. Shout out. Mr. Touchline.
Yo, what's up, man? They are speaking to the
Mark, man.
Alright, cool. How you guys doing, man? Touchline in the building.
Rise in the building, man.
You know.
How was the weekend, brother?
The weekend was proper, man. On Friday we dropped 18 Flow, which is my second project this year, actually.
Seriously, man. Shout
yeah,
out,
man.
Are you gonna touch on that today?
Yeah, definitely.
Small things.
And on Saturday we did Eastern Cape. It was a Sondela Youth Festival in Elwell North. So that was dope. Crowd response crazy. So
feel that, man.
And now we're here, man.
Feel that. Then we also got Mr. The Expressionist in the building.
Hey, how's everyone doing? Hola. Yeah, it's Anthony Pila, otherwise known as The Expressionist, working as a photographer, director, all-around creative force, doing
brother.
it for the kids.
Yeah, brother.
Yes.
Feel it, man. Those are the homies we got in the stew today, man. But you know, man, like besides the real talk, we also make it bump right here in the stew, man. Like they look at the first track, Nelly Unity, Let It Go from P-Town. Hit him up, release a EP. It's on SoundCloud. It's king. From the listening session, I'll tell you it was the name of the EP. But in terms of track, the song after he gave Mr. A11 Low, new music.
Yeah, but to the song that's gonna play right after here, it's my interlude from my upcoming project, Low. Let's get straight to it.
Explicit. Interlude.
I just swing inside and my niggas from the go. Ayy, stay up by the cloud, never check what they about. Ayy, very yeah, we hard, yo, just coming from the soul. Ayy, there's nothing much about us, we just ballin' from the low. Ayy, I don't want trouble, I just focus on the go. Oh, sleeping with the devil in the city or the go. Ayy, my New Year's resolution, take the team to the bank. Ayy, baby say she love me, now she say I'm hard to love. I don't know, that's a stone. Ayy, always on my zone. Ayy, tryna write songs. Ayy, I just wanna roadie just to hear the fucking clicks, man. I don't have time to start riding on my dicks, man. Yeah, keep it on the low like we used to do before. Ayy, keep it on the low like we used to do before. Ayy, now I'm about to shine and the city has been wavy. I just wanna know, do you really, really love me? Ayy, keep it on the low like we used to do before. Ayy, keep it on the low like we used to do before. Ayy, now I'm about to shine and the city has been wavy. I just wanna know, do you really, really love me? This protest go with prescriptions, showing your goal on the fictions. Can't even count my additions. Style loving habits in the bedroom. Wonder why niggas so taboo. You gotta see a girl in the dance room. Good little girl in your bedroom. Bad little girl in my trap house.
Explicit.
Y'all been sleeping on me for a damn long time. Shit, nigga, just wake up. Wake up, yeah. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Y'all been sleeping on me for a damn long time. Nigga, shit, just wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Y'all been sleeping on me for a damn long time. Shit. As far as I remember, dropped an EP 25th of November. Wasn't even thinking about a deal or whatever. I was too focused on the music. I'm a master to a student. Easy ain't got the blueprint. Young niggas for the loot. Tell me where you from, what you know about the north side? Huh? What you know about the bricks? Huh? I ain't falling for your tricks. Look, the fake niggas can't resist. I was 18 with a name tag, Nikes, blue jeans, and a new bag. Smoking on Courtleys with a loose ad. Sipping on Zamalek with a juice ad. I talk less, put in the work and worry about the progress. As I watch the sunset, I be scheming in my zone. See it in the context. I'm fucking tired of telling niggas that this ain't a contest. Y'all been sleeping on me for a damn long time. Shit, nigga, just wake up. Wake up, yeah. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Y'all been sleeping on me for a damn long time. Nigga, shit, just wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. You gotta stop lying to the game, bro. Shit. All I hear is high tone pitch voice. All you niggas sound the same, bro. Shit. Easy yeah until I die, ain't none gon' change. Except for the silly old change in my pocket. I've been contemplating, puffing on a J. Being about creating, you can find me in the studio all day. If not, you can find me where I lay. That's the cribbo. Niggas kicking bitches at the bendo. Mine's just follow the procedure and I met a girl once. Let's just say her name is Keisha. Had niggas run up on me, yeah, I'm sure you get the picture. And I don't get sleep, no I don't. I've been working too hard to give up. If they up, you gotta stop lying to the game, bro. Shit. All I hear is high tone pitch voice. All you niggas sound the same, bro. Shit. Easy yeah until I die, ain't none gon' change. Except for the silly old change in my pocket. I've been contemplating, puffing on a J. Being about creating, you can find me in the studio all day. If not, you can find me where I lay. That's the cribbo. Niggas kicking bitches at the bendo. Mine's just follow the procedure and I met a girl once. Let's just say her name is Keisha. Had niggas run up on me, yeah, I'm sure you get the picture. And I don't get sleep, no I don't. I've been working too hard to give up. If they ask you if you would, tell them no I won't. Mr. Double E-Z-Y, don't ask why. Unless you want a full crate to your brain. I just want the money, give a fuck about the fame. How you expect me not to change if my life is not the same? Y'all been sleeping on me for a damn long time. Shit, nigga, just wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Y'all been sleeping on me for a damn long time. Nigga, shit, just wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Just like, don't you guys like set an alarm for this type of shit or something like that? I mean, you gotta fucking wake up. It's about that time, you know what I'm talking about? Just wake up, wake up, just wake up, dog. Y'all been sleeping too long, too long.
On Brand Live Radio at 2 p.m. talking everything film and television. Film Chats with D every Thursday, 2 p.m. Brand Live.
brandlive.co.za.
Oh no.
You know that I like drip. You know that I might drip. You know that my life drip. You know I like drip. You know that I like drip. You know that I might drip. You know that my life drip. You know I like drip. You don't sound like this. You not my type, miss. You won't suck my chill on fire beat. We don't start a here. He dropped that Carter V. That's my father, look. We still gonna ride like Visit the Six. We still gonna fly the green ship believe. We still gonna count the business is rich. She gonna come and chill with the G's. Niggas drumming with the drift. Make the money, then we split. Don't be asking where we is. The veils gon' turn into the hills. You know that I like drip. You know that I might drip. You know that my life drip. You know I like drip. You know life drip. You know that I like drip. Stuck in the cheese dip. I hold and blink my bitch. Strings and bling my wrist. I just swear it cause she broke. That bitch dumb, she ain't woke. Hitters go wild cause hitters were broke. Do that slide, slippery slope. They got problems all of a sudden. They got beef, Joe with Bud. Remember the pop, Kelly clubs. And I'm on my grind, want them hundreds. I want them hundreds. Yeah, you know I like dreams. You know that I like drift, right on the bit like drip, nigga I'm sick, ill, real, yeah. All of my niggas want mills, we gonna fuck on your bitch, my guns is here, kill, ooh, they like drip. You know I like drip. You know I like drip.
Boom, boom, boom.
You know that I'm like drip.
It's a boom.
You know that I'm a...
It's
Hey,
a
that's a
boom.
trap song. That's a real trap song, dog. Shout out to the nigga.
Mr. Pro, Mr. Pro.
Yeah.
Well, Uplamaga Yigo Manville and Tola, but our original homies from Natal and Tola. So shout out to him. That was Drip. Before that, we had Mr. Unity, Let It Go. No, Let It Go was the first track, man.
Yeah.
And then the first
no,
track,
it was easy. It was easy.
Oh yeah,
Before,
Easy.
yeah.
Before no, track A11.
Low, yeah, that's an
And after-
interlude.
Hey, the truth.
Yeah.
Shout out, Ntanga. I'll put the channel about or you don't release any details yet.
No. You know what? I'll be dropping a project next week. No, next week. That's too soon. But then I'll be dropping a project anytime from now. My first project is out on SoundCloud, Depression Process. Shout out Buffetu. If you want to listen to it, go to my Instagram account. There's a link there. You can listen to my old project. But now I'll be dropping a new project. The song that we are playing is one of the songs. Low. Yeah, it's an interlude.
After that, Mr. Easy from the North Side. He also dropped a project 2 weeks ago, man. Hit him up. Easy ENT, Easy ENTZA, man, on Instagram. Look on Facebook, it's Easy Way Out, man. Hit him up. And then Mr. Pro, man. So hit him up there. Now, I have social media handles. And I always heard some bad news. Until RIP to Mr. Snook Soweto.
And boys of Soweto. I don't know if Bob is going to be able to get through it, but for tomorrow, RIP to Snooks.
Yeah, man. And I was going to say the funny thing, but the amazing thing is that for now we're going to be talking about the funeral, man. Why you about the funeral? Like whatever, like the holistic approach on as Official Major World homies. Because right here on Official Major World, we speak about real matters, but we like to take a holistic approach in terms of a topic when everyone got on. So for now, when I speak about the funeral, firstly, like we can even reflect on what just happened, Mr. Snooks Filamtrava, and then if not, man, like I also wanna talk about even the simple things like coming from the hood, from the hood, like things that's synonymous with, like in terms of the funeral, like the Paco Pass, because I remember I went to a hood funeral because of that was the last time I went to a funeral, and I got a chance like to mingle with people from the neighborhood, and that's once in a lifetime, and like when the people from your neighborhood. Otherwise, like us nowadays we don't interact.
We don't even greet each other, dog. Niggas on their headphones, dog, minding their own business.
So like homies, I don't know what can you mention, man.
But then the funeral, dog, it's just that it's a sensitive topic.
Sure.
To I wouldn't say to everyone, but then to some of us, because funeral, I'm thinking about, oh, damn, dog, the day I lost my mom,
Sure.
The day she was being buried, dog, the funeral, dog, it's not something, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Even like the other Chinese go to bank like the things it's like it's a hood funeral. The things like there's something different. It's not like the way people do it in the burbs. Or
you're talking about that part. Oh yeah, like the whole hood.
Until after tears type of vibe.
Yeah.
Until the it's on another level.
Yeah. Would you say anything about the funeral, guys?
Well, yeah, man, to me, I think it needs to change. You know, there's a lot of customs and a lot of practices we have that we just boil down to culture, but we don't investigate why we do those things. What is the reasoning and the process? Because to me, if you're grieving and you've lost a family member, like we're talking about Snooks passing this weekend, sadly in his drowning, and other people that are passing, why, as black people, we have to have after tears, you have to have money for catering, you have to do all these things and you're grieving, but you must still cater to other people. And we need to investigate if that's still appropriate, or if it's even relevant, or if the family that's grieving and has lost someone they love, it should be the reverse of everyone is bringing things to them and sending off this person. Because guys, people that you would not even know the person, you're walking past and you see, hey, Gaul, it's free, there's gonna be drinks, and that to me is it does a disservice or a disrespect to the memory of that person. Because if I die one day, I don't want strangers there just adding a financial burden to my family, rather than the people that cared and loved me contributing and saying things about me that they'll remember, good, bad, or ugly. I think that's immaterial. But the fact that it's people that knew you and can contribute to your story or your legacy, I think that's more important than just the way that it's been done, and the way it's been done in our culture for a very long time, you know.
And then the amazing thing I discovered like recently, you know what, the funeral industry, like in South Africa, it is booming, unlike unlike other places in the world.
Well, dog, just look at F-Bob, Clientele, Desmond Dube. All of that stuff is, even Kaiser Chiefs has a funeral plan. Man. And it's not about the remembering the person or even helping them financially. It's a business. It's a multi-billion rand business. So even those things of getting coffins that are 30,000 rand, 50,000 rand, so you can put it in the ground so it rots. Rather put it in your will. You're putting it in a pine box, but save money for you guys that are living. Because what do I need a 30,000 rand funeral box for, or a coffin, to use the correct English? And
you see, like what you mentioned right now, I love the concept of like you speaking about changing the mindset around. I also want to put in the context that like I was also speaking about this thing about climate change and pollution and all of that. For us to take this thing seriously and to create change, we need to change the mindset of us, because of, you know, besides the land expropriation, all of those needs that we have right now, we also need to also think about those things in terms of the climate change part. We also need to think about the funeral part, and investigate, but investigation also needs implementation, and that's the crucial part, because right now we still have a method of
but it's hard for black people, man, because we're on survival mode, you know, to think about climate change and 30 years from now, when you have to think about today or tomorrow, or how am I going to pay for my dad's medical bills or my sister's school fees, those kinds of things. It's because of the system that exists, but you have to you're trying to survive day by day rather than thinking of the future, and that's down to the socio-economic circumstances. So as much as those things are important, but if you aren't eating today, you can't think of a week from now, and that's down to society and the things that need to change there via government, NGOs, NPOs, all of the municipalities, making education accessible and free, creating entrepreneurship and subsidizing it for young people, because we have an unemployment rate that is astronomical. You know, in Japan, the unemployment rate is 1%. In South Africa, it's over 50% of young people, and it's what creates the situations like Global Fest, where people are thinking of opportunities of how to steal rather than
even more money.
Because no one, I think, fundamentally, when you wake up, is thinking, yo, I want to rob someone and I want to hurt someone. It's your circumstances that can lead you there, and when even though you have free will, you make bad choices because it's the easiest route. And Koka, I see the guys that we glamorize are the guys that are going to the burbs,
Yeah.
doing the most, coming back and balling. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So that's so many layers and so many levels that we need to unpack and kind of expose so that these things can change. Because not one of these things can change on their own.
Yeah.
There's too much of a ripple effect around
You know.
education, opportunity, and access.
Yeah.
Then, for them to change, I feel like we must first start by educating our people. You know, giving them knowledge, then just giving them things like, you know, that just people. These people come to the hood, they build us stuff. You know, they give us shit, but then they don't even educate us. You know, about taking care of those things. That's
But
what you
think-
find.
Exactly, man. Think of school. Think of the things you learned. Pythagoras' theorem.
Hey,
all of
dawg.
those things. No one taught us how to do tax returns. No one taught us how to start a small business. How to get a VAT number. How to register your business. Because the system isn't designed to create free thinking people that access the wrong opportunities.
Yeah.
The system wants machines that fit into a system that exists. It's the same thing the Romans did in ancient Rome.
Yeah.
To distract people, it was illegal to read, to have books, and they created the Colosseum. You know the movie Gladiator, where they're
Yeah.
fighting lions,
Yeah.
doing all that. That was the equivalent of Instagram,
Wembley
of
Stadium.
movies, of all of that. From,
Wembley Stadium, yeah.
from the basics of like, wait a minute, man, what is the government doing with our money? Where is this money going? Who is benefiting from these tax schemes and all of these kinds of things?
Yeah.
So it goes down, like you say, again, to education, and that's why the second language that I learned in school was Afrikaans.
Yeah.
And I was way past apartheid time in school.
Yeah.
So why are we still learning that? Not Zulu, Xhosa, Tsonga, Pedi, Tswana, something.
Yeah.
In fact, now they're making Chinese a prerequisite
Mandarin,
language.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, and I'm sure even Touchline can mention something, né? Like in regarding to what I'm about to say, because of, you know, considering like talking about solutions, né? We all of us, like, we more or less we do something related to media, and I was watching the Global Citizen Festival yesterday, and I was like, I saw when Jay-Z and Beyonce came out of the stage. It was like God, you know, it's like God was. It is like, let me rather say Joseph and Mary were coming out of the crevices, you know, and then like there was a sea of lights, and I can understand such a big influence they have on society as black people. Let me not say South Africans or Americans.
Even our government, dog.
One
That's deep. That's how deep it is, bro.
One soul. So I was like, and I was considering like even homies like Trevor Steedman. I saw, you know, and I discovered Utsaku Kimbali, the guy, and so imagine from humble beginnings having that opportunity to, you know, to be mainstream and all.
Yeah.
So with such a huge following, don't you feel us as people in media, people have such an influence on people? You know, the change in ourselves first before government, because government is like it's fighting their own battles. Town.
Yeah, just can say something.
Yeah. I just feel like you said, people in media.
Yeah.
That would be for me, like, you know, even the fashion guys, artists.
Yeah.
You know, social media influencers. You know, the content that we choose to spread out there, I feel like it's so important. I feel like, Tina, we are more focused on, you know, what's trending. You know, how we can make a certain topic, a laughing topic trend.
Yeah.
That's the business. You know, everybody's into that, especially if it's pants.
Yeah.
You know, we love that. You know.
PhD.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we can choose better content. You know, I think Umjita mentioned a lot of things about the system and how it's set up, but before we even get to the guys at the top, you know, what are we doing as Abantu Abamnyama, and how do we
as young
perceive
people.
each other? You know what I'm saying? Because you often find what's trending on social media is there's always a bad side to it.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
You know, we always gotta look at somebody doing something wrong, and then we're gonna make that trend, or if it's funny, you know, but never. But what is also cool about social media is that people are always retweeting opportunities, you know, because I feel like we also know what struggles we're facing.
Yeah.
And that's why I wrote the song 5 grand. I think the homie was like hashtag 5 grand.
Hashtag 5 grand.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because I realize that there's a lot of social issues that aren't being tackled by musicians, especially.
Yeah.
And so I feel like everybody is just concerned about their pocket, but what about the people that put something in that pocket? Those are the people that you have to sort of like cultivate in terms of what you're saying out there. I've got a brand new song on my EP, it's called Facts. It speaks a lot about that stuff, you know.
Seriously,
what I
man.
perceive to be facts about society, what I see. Young Todd.
Yeah.
And on the funeral aspect, I actually have a line on my first EP where I'm like, you know, every funeral like us is like a sold out show. It's funny how they're only pitching up for your outro. The free food and after tears is what they're all here for. Yet you thought your life was so much more. Young Todd. And that's how I perceive that. It's exactly what homie was talking about. You know, funerals. What is that? It's like there's so much more we can do, or less we can do with a funeral, because it's really not a fun time for anybody. But we make it such a party. It's like Umchita was talking about, you know, people lining up for ikaulo lagini, you know, and now when they bury you egini, now they have to cater for ikas long.
Dog, like that's the stress.
You know what I'm saying? And I realize that white people don't have the same kind of mentality.
Exactly.
In fact, the funerals are so like, you know, Makshoni, where these people are coming during work hours, they're dropping off flowers and they leave. You know, it's not commotion. You know what I'm saying?
You don't even have to spend so much, bro.
You don't even spend so much, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I do understand that it's culture, but that's why I feel like we're a little flawed. You know, we spend so much on funerals.
Yeah.
You know, like people get into debt for funerals.
You
You
know.
know?
I think the question we're supposed to ask is like, is it necessary for black people to spend so much on funerals? You know, I don't think it's necessary, dog. Like check how white people are doing it. I'm not saying white people are doing it better.
Yeah.
But then, like you only spend for a coffin. They don't even spend like so much on a coffin. You know, they drink tea and like people who are there. It's family.
Yeah.
It's not like everyone from the hood, the whole hood now. You know now.
But I remember, as Mr. Anthony said right now, it's you know, we need to discover why are we doing these things, because of the way we conduct we conduct funerals is the way Americans do it. But like, okay, one thing we shouldn't forget is that unlike white people, rona ra supportana until like
Yes and no, dog.
Serious.
Yes and no, man. Like,
Yeah.
You just have to ask anyone in like a creative space how hard it is to get real support, because no one supports you until you're on, and then everyone wants to be associated because now there's proximity to this guy blowing up and maybe we can ride the wave with him. But on your come up, people, I mean, even for me to get a bursary to go to a varsity, my homies used to laugh. Go guys, like, dog, you trying to study after school with dom. That thing is lame. It's for whack dudes, or etc. Until the thing afterwards, where I was getting opportunities because I'd exposed myself to a whole bunch of new access points. The same guys who would see me say, I'm an young spot in two tiger or something, because they want a man sufundile, but they were the same guys
laughing at you.
So praising you and laughing and saying the thing you're trying to do is not gonna go anywhere until it does. So as much as we say black people support one another, I'm yet to see it at its most realized, where you're supporting someone from the ground up, where you're going to shows of the guys that haven't blown up, or you're buying photographic prints from me on my come up. You know what I mean? Those kinds of things don't exist until you hit critical mass, or you do something overseas and then they give you recognition and you come back. Then it's a whole different story as well. Because that's the first time I got recognized, was when I went to London to do a project, came back, and then certain brands started going, hey man, if you went overseas, you must have some potential. Let's holler at this guy. So I'm sure the same thing exists in the music sphere too, of like big homies or people you look up to.
Big time, Faith. And it comes down to that support aspect that he's speaking about. You know, I mean, a lot of people, for instance, you know, when I get shouted out by a celebrity, you know, it's those. If I ever had to screenshot that and post it on my Instagram, that's where I get the most likes. It's so weird. You know, like 2 weeks ago, I got shouted out by Cuesta. He was like, yo, man, let's work. You know, I love your stuff. Let's work. Posted that, you know, I peaked in terms of, you know, the likes. You know what I'm saying? And before that, you know, you're always just struggling to do something, you know, until they see you on TV, then they'll like again. But every single day, it's a hustle, man. It's so weird. You know, I don't know if it's encouraging or discouraging, you know, because everybody's pushing something. And so you already know this person's talented, but you're waiting for somebody else to say he's talented so you can show him what you like what he's doing or whatever, you know. But it's also not black and white like that, you know. I do have people that really, really ride for me, you know, ever since I started, and they're like, yo, man, you the next big thing, and they'll support you in that regard. But there's always those other people, you know, and I'm seeing them a lot now, you know, a lot of them, which is very, very odd. So I think I agree Nomchita when he says Guti, as Awotaki, we don't really have that culture of support that. That's why we'd rather buy from Ingamla before Aspire from Yaotekas.
But one of the important thing is for us to be the change in ourselves as well. Hence, like I keep on talking about it. Even like Official Major World, I feel like we are the change in ourselves first as well. Because I also love, I remember you, Mr. Touchline, you were trending in terms of like the poem that you wrote for Mama Winnie Mandela. You know, I also love even Mr. The Expressionist in terms of like your pics that you do, man. Like, you know, you're already captivating the minds of the kids. You know, they are kids like already attached.
See the vision, yeah.
But I mean, down to that, I think it's down to also recognizing, as much as we're all on some level of come up, there's still kids that are looking at us for support. And I think the key is to be that person that we didn't have in those things. So creating small communities. I take photos, I direct films. Let me connect to someone who does music. And even if all of us, we have to kazata, to just make the thing happen and no one gets paid, but we grow together and we elevate and we grow with the people that are our contemporaries or our colleagues. Not just trying to shout out the guy who's doing major things for Questa there, because they probably did the same thing of building at the same level.
Exactly.
And rather than do that, a lot of people would rather just go, I want to work with those top guys, because it's a escalator to the top, not a step ladder. You know what I mean?
And I also discovered, like, us as the millennials, like, we are more inclined to work with each other, because, you know, even like the apps that we use, like your Ubers, your Airbnbs, like, we should do more sharing. Like, we like doing things together more often. It's just that Rona, as South Africans, I don't like saying Butaki, because of, you know, these Mozambicans are supporting each other. You know, Zimbabweans are supporting each other. You know, Rona, like, on the other hand, it's another type of shandies. So for Rona, it's just that, like, this past 24 years, like, we've been wasting this opportunity that we've been having. But at least we have social media that's assisting us. But it's just that these kids, Rona is Mahotmani. We need to inspire them, like the way these other whack guys are doing. Like, you know, shout out to Mkharimbe in terms of the whack show, the whack Pitina. But you know, but kids are still touched about that song. Mara, like, let me push positive energy for these kids. And speaking about music, let me share this, people, you know, Mr. 11.
Yeah.
I hope that Miss Mickey Monarch. Miss Mickey Monarch, oh no, it's a new track. I released it, man. And so she also got something to say about that. Hashtag.
Today's your homegirl, Mickey Monarch. Shout out to Official Major World Live. Yo, the next track coming up is my last single to drop for the year and the last single from the Backwater mixtape. It is titled Oh No. Like, oh no. Let's all have a vibe. Let's all enjoy, y'all. Shout out. It's your homegirl. Mwah.
Esta fine girl more knocked out. Esta fine girl more knocked out. Esta fine girl more knocked out. Esta fine. I don't wanna play no more. Just say my name. I don't wanna play no more. Just say my oh no. Boy, oh no. Boy, oh no. Boy, oh no. Boy. Yeah, make you play with a pen, make you win at the event. Said it before and I'ma say it again. I am the band, nigga be bad. I got the gun, killing the sun. When I hit up the man, hit done turn to a fan. While you do a count, hun, I'ma do a countdown. I be holding one ton, cause I play the wife, hun. Then I hit a stand done with no freaking side. Booyaka, then I sing on the beat. Ooh yeah, when the man coming in. We're like, ooh la la, it's a goddamn sin. Oh mama, you the goddamn thing. When we come round, they gon' go round. When we come in, they gon' go round. When we come down, when we load down, made up that scene and I kill this. I don't wanna play no more, just say my name. I don't wanna play no more, just say my oh no. Boy, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. So I pull a yansai on your snitches down. I don't wanna play with your snitches down. All the man them, they gon' say I'm dumb. All the man them, they gon' say I'm dumb. Then I pull them a notch, hit you up on Friday. You be acting fire, but me really like it. Thought you was a Kanye, cause you hit me up, hey. So I hit it my way, Hopping all day, but I see you ain't moving, no. Flopping no way, cause I see you ain't written, no. Is you mad cause I'm better than the rest, yeah? Am I mad is you loving all the way, yeah? Am I bad is you crying every day, yeah? I say oh no, you say oh no. I don't wanna play with you, just wanna stay with you. I don't wanna play no more, just say my name, oh boy. I don't wanna play no more, just say my oh no. Snitches that gon' play you. Man, I told you I'ma go Beyonce on you. Got you going deja vu. I'ma go Beyonce on you. Got you going deja vu. Say I'ma go Beyonce on you. Got you going deja vu. I'ma go Beyonce on you. Got you going deja vu. Say I'ma go Beyonce on you. Got you going deja vu. I'ma go Beyonce on you. Got you going deja vu. Me say, hey you, maybe just you save you from a couple messages they won't play you. And I told you I'ma go Beyonce on you. Got you going deja vu. I'ma go Beyonce on you. Got you going deja vu.
Let them mercy. Yeah. I'm still faster than a plane, still swerving in my lane. But a man don't say, now the situation change as she came. But a man don't say, cause no lie she had to fight. No lie I had to meet her. And she said her name's Desire. And she said her name's Desire. No lie she had to fight. No lie I had to meet her. And she said her name's Desire. And she said her name's Desire. And then she got the fire. No lie, I had to meet her. Can I call you señorita? And she said my name's Desire. And man, she got the fire. No lie, I had to meet her. Can I call you señorita? And she said my name's Desire.
Oh yeah. Ah yeah. I appreciate when you call me babe. Señorita, meeting is local. Like fire. How would they play with you? You give me joy. Not alone good to do. I will take you to the beach so we see the sunset.
Got you something I've never seen before. You put me in light. Take it down from me. Slow it down for me. I'm still faster than a plane, still swerving in my lane. But a man don't say, now the situation change as she came. But a man don't say, cause yeah, she got the fire. And she knows I wanna meet her. Then she said her name's Desire. Yeah, she said her name's Desire. And when she got the fire, she got the flow like I had to meet her. Can I call you señorita? And she said my name's Desire. And when she got the fire, she got the flow like I had to meet her. Can I call you señorita? And she said my name's Desire. My name's Desire. Yeah. Original music, true chip on it, yeah, get the paper on it, yeah, 2008 grab, skip.
TDP, Desire featuring True Chip, Audio 9 representing, hashtag. Before that we had Miss Nicki Minaj, oh no.
Shout out to Nicki Minaj, bro, she's for making good music.
And then there's a get the truth to all in watch out! Heard here on Official Major World first.
Yeah, Buffett. And our first guest, Buffett is a creative. Welcome the Expressionist, Buffett. What's up?
What's going on? What do you want to know?
Why the Expressionist?
For me, the Expressionist, it was, an easy term to get behind. Let me just go on my live so that people also
gotta know.
Understand.
Come by.
So essentially, the Expressionist was a term that I thought of because the time that I really jumped on the internet was about 6-7 years ago, and there was this blogging platform called Tumblr.
Okay.
And I used to watch a lot of it and see a lot of the fashion, the design, the art, the music on there. And I realized when I was looking at all those images that it's very white. Like there's no black people, there's no versions of us on there. So for me it was like, but all this culture comes from its core, from black people, regardless of where they are in the world. They could be in America, Africa, Europe. And for me, the first place that you are creative is how you dress yourself. So when you think of a human being, when you're naked, you're like a blank canvas or a blank piece of paper. And as soon as you dress yourself, you're automatically expressing yourself and you're telling people something about your likes, your dislikes, your favorite colors, your favorite patterns, LA, the things that you support and are standing for, and that is a form of expression. So everyone becomes an artist through their form of dress. So I wanted to capture that wherever I went, of how people dressing and expressing themselves, especially because back then it was the birth of like Braam, of festivals like Street Cred, and a lot of things that where young people were getting an opportunity to unreservedly express who they were. And that's how I became the expressionist, as a separate thing to kind of document this time in history for young South Africa.
Yeah. And I remember I spoke to you 2 weeks back, and you told me what you're doing right now, that God chose is not just an element or like metric. You said, I want to be a photographer, I want to be a film director. Like, can you just unpack, that inspiration and that journey? How has it been and like since?
Well, I mean, I actually studied advertising. I went to Boston Media House,
right,
and I did radio production. Worked at YFM and worked at 5FM for a little bit, and then I moved over into advertising.
Yeah.
The photography was always just a hobby on the side that I was doing, and then it kind of gained its own momentum. Because my first creative outlet was drawing. So drawing is basically like taking a very slow photograph, and then I discovered photography and how I could capture things and describe them a lot quicker. And then as I was doing the photography on the side on weekends, leave days, sick days, stealing opportunities, and then those opportunities started to rival my full-time job in advertising.
Yeah.
And then I took the leap after saving for months, making sure I had like backup salary
Yeah.
if I wasn't getting gigs. And then one day I just had to take the leap because I was feeling too limited and claustrophobic in the industry that I was in, that it wasn't opening up as much as I would like to for black people and for young people. So that's how I got to the point of doing photography, and then that's evolved now and also into film directing.
Yeah. I saw Trevor Stearman on the cover of the GQ magazine. Like, I really love how visual artists nowadays, you guys are on the limelight. It's not like before. It was maybe the celeb, it was the musician, but now.
Look, I think that's good and bad because the people behind the scenes are the ones that are often responsible. Beyonce doesn't look like Beyonce on her own. She has a stylist, she has an art director, artist. She has a makeup artist. There's a team that makes it possible for her to be who she is. She has a manager, there's an actual team. So I think sometimes it misrepresents reality because a lot of young people are thinking, I want to be as dope as Beyonce or as Ricky Rick, and we think they just got there on pure talent. And as talented as they might be, we don't know their background, the privilege that they come from, what high schools they went to. It didn't just happen overnight. Like Ricky is dope, talented musician, but he also had opportunities growing up that gave him access, the access we were talking about. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it makes it very clear that if you're coming from Okasi and you have nothing as a backup and you're good at engineering, don't just say, I'm going to pursue my dreams like my favorite musician and hope for the best, because the likelihood is that you're not going to make it, or you might, but it's a dice roll versus creating an opportunity for yourself to have as many skill sets and opportunities to maybe have a full-time job and then do the side thing, which is what I did. Because not everyone can just pursue that dream without any kind of backup towards what they want to do, because you're going to find yourself unemployed without any resources, without any money.
Just to touch on what you said, I think like it discourages a lot of people, because a lot of people would say, I want my quality of music, let me talk about music, to sound like AKA, but then you work so hard. You combine whatever you can combine with your team, and then you manage to drop or record whatever you can record. You know.
Yeah.
But then just because of your quality is not as AKA, now you feel discouraged. You feel like match is not gonna be played on radio. Oh, that's what they tell you, and not thinking good. You know what? AKA, he's where he is. Like there are people behind AKA. You know. Like you can never be, we can't expect AKA's quality on you when you're not even signed under AKA's records, you know. So I feel like people should, should educate their upcomings, you know. Gucci, actually, like there's people behind us, you know.
Which is why it's important for the people in the background sometimes to be at the forefront. But I think there's a time and a place for it, because the reason I do what I do is not to be the superstar myself. And I think sometimes if that's done overtly or too much, those people end up taking the limelight from the people that should be rightfully the superstars, the musicians. Because my job is to make them look as good as possible and to tell stories. What creators do is tell stories. And even what we were saying when the music was playing now is that I'm happy to collaborate with people and we connect and tell stories that bring light to a message. And he's the biggest conduit for that versus me as a photographer, because music, for example, because that's the topic, is a universal language that crosses barrier. There's even people there's white people who don't understand Nkalakatha, what he's saying, but
they feel it.
Go to end of year function, Nkalakatha. It's going up because music connects people in a way that these other mediums sometimes struggle to.
And can I quickly just add on this regarding to know about funeral, and so I'm sure Mr. Touchline can mention something. Like I want us to have a funeral and like for procrastination, man. And so like because we're speaking about working hard, you know.
Have it next week.
And
bury that shit.
Now you procrastinating. I take that one. It's like, and so because you know, like, have you guys ever like battle with like procrastination and then like how did you guys deal with it? Because for you guys to get to where you are right now, man, you guys had to work hard.
Better a lot of shit.
Yeah, most definitely. I think, it's been said before. I don't even have to say it. That is the killer of dreams. You know what I'm saying? Procrastination is terrible, bro. I was just thinking. I would always think about, like when I'm in studio and I'm tired, for instance, or I had like great experience that I can write about, and I decide I'm gonna write about it tomorrow. It probably never happens.
Yeah.
Take advantage of that moment right now. This is just from a creative aspect, right? I'm thinking about the story of Kwesta and Ngutu, and I always play it back in my head when I want to fall asleep in studio. And
what's the story?
I've always heard Uguti, he was there chilling in Maporisa studio, and he had just like fallen asleep a little bit, and then Maporisa is playing this beat on loop, and then Kwesta gets up, he's like, hey man, I like that sound, slow it down. You know what I'm saying?
45.
You know what I'm saying? Slow it down. He plays it, and then immediately Kwesta jumped on that. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't like, I'll do it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if he had done it tomorrow, he would still be that old Kwesta that we knew.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He took advantage, and that thing changed his life, bro.
Forever,
that moment, and he didn't know it was going to change his life. See, when you procrastinate, you don't know how much of your dreams you kill. You know what I'm saying? Because look, right now he is like one of the biggest hip hop artists that we have, and it wasn't always the case. We always knew he's talented, right? But I think that spirit of like, I'm gonna keep on trying, I'm gonna keep on doing it. If you procrastinate today in Fetu, you got something else that you have to do tomorrow, and you're gonna forget about it until at that moment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
and
that's
then,
what
like,
I believe
and,
about
and Mr. Touchline, man, like, when are your story? Where does it begin? Like, I heard are you from Tembisa originally?
Yeah.
And then, like, your upbringing, like, in terms of what the things that you went through in your when you were growing up, man. How did it create the Touchline that we know and we hear today?
Yeah, man. I think mina ngizalwe eThembisa, ne?
Yeah.
And I grew up in Kempton Park.
Yeah.
Like I'm afflicting.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of experience, seeing those two sides, Young Tola, was also very, very instrumental in how I am today, Young Tola. Then I later on moved on to the Burbs. I think I was like 17.
Yeah.
I moved on to the Burbs, and at that point I had seen township life. I had seen
middle class.
I had seen Ididings, which is the city. Then I had seen, the Burbs, and that has shaped me in terms of how I write stories, because now I know how to relate to more people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ngiyaqala ukukhuluma iVenag, ngiyaqala ukurapha nge-English.
Yeah.
And I feel like many of the people that I was around, even in the burbs, their roots started eKasi. So that's what made me when I speak my message, it should really relate to our eKasi, because our roots are we eKasi.
We all from there.
You know what I'm saying? You know. But yeah, my upbringing at KM Domfetu was pretty, you know, simple. Rugby. You know, because I went to a white primary school.
Yeah.
You know. Then I switched high school. I went to a place called Nockham High. I think you know it. You know what I'm saying? And it was completely different. You know. Now where you found 5 black people in the white school, now you find 5 white people in the black school. You know. And you as a kid are supposed to relate in the same way. I had to learn English here because, like, in Afrikaans schools, you don't really know English. It's a second language. Meaning, you're learning maths, science, everything in Afrikaans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that switch also. And I switched completely here because as opposed to rugby and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like that has shaped me, and I'm able to relate to way more people.
Yeah,
you know, right now. So yeah, in fact, my upbringing was just like that, and started rapping after hearing Pro Kid. I was like, man, that guy is incredible, and he doesn't move an act.
So he's your goat?
For real, dog.
Sure.
You know, for real. I think I'm about in you know, and it all happened because umuntu waseKasi odlali house music was playing Pro Kid on that day. I'm like, where nudlali rap? He's like, hey, Bob, I'm Mazu Pro Kid. He's playing this song that I had never heard before. Changed my life forever, bro. I was like, if Pro Kid can relate to this guy, you know, who doesn't listen to hip hop, then that's exactly what I'm trying to do.
So what if I heard you were talking about a project that you just released or you're going to release.
Right.
So like, tell us more about it, and then also like, how can people get it?
Yeah, it's called 18 Flow, right?
Yeah.
And it's called 18 Flow because in 2016 I did this song called 16 Flow.
Yeah.
Right, and it was just me basically speaking about what I'm going to achieve in 2016. Right? It always happens in the beginning of the year. In 2017, I did 17 Flow in January also. Yeah, well, but this year, I didn't do an 18 Flow, right? And the fans were always like, Anthony, 18 Flow is kind of 18 Flow, boy. Up until Sagu March, now they know it's not going to come out.
Yeah.
But I felt it was right. Guti, in the biggest year of my career, I just give them a project called 18 Flow at the end of the year, where we sort of like celebrating everything that we've done.
Yeah.
You know, because it has been a breakthrough year for me, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, people are vibing with the music, and I was like, Yazin, I'm gonna title this 18 Flow. That's like the best gift I can give to Awan Bam Yang Tuat. And it's out now. It dropped on Friday. And getting great reviews, man. People should really check it out. It's got 10 songs on there.
You're not doing like a listening session, mama bump.
That's what I'm working on, you know, and I'm trying to do it in Timbis. I think that would be very, very dope. But I don't know if I'm going to do it this December or we're going to open the year with it. But I'm planning that. So yeah, people must check it out, bro. Like 3 of the songs that are on there are on radio already. So
seriously,
people must check them out.
And I got some homies who said I'm going to send you some shout out. You know, I got my nigga Kiki said I'm going to send you a shout out. I got my nigga PJ said I'm going to send you a shout out. You know, they fucking dig your music.
Shout out.
Like a hashtag $5 grand.
Yeah.
On one
$5 grand. $5 grand really did a lot of things this year, you know, because I think it just came at a time where people related to it more than ever, you know.
Look what Mama did with $5 grand. You know the song?
I know it.
Yeah, it does.
You look too convincing. But yeah, and $5 grand is just a story about, like, you know, our mothers, you know, raising us minimum wage.
5K,
you know, having to raise like 3 to 4 kids, 5 kids, whatever, you know, in a very small house. And you have to make sure it's
everything's according, man.
You know what I'm saying?
And all that.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not easy, man. And I feel like it's a very common story in black society. You know, I'm fortunate to have got both parents, but like I'm looking and I'm like, fathers are nowhere to be found, and our mothers often have to raise boy kids, who don't have a reference. Regarding Guti, we don't have that reference, and I feel like those are things that trickle down to you know, guys being abusive later on in their lives. You know, it's not an excuse, but I feel like those are the issues. That's where it begins, and I feel like we should deal with the root. You know, the root is not the yes. The problem is that guys are abusive, guys are abandoning their seed, but the root is that they were abandoned when they were kids. Or they were raised by abusive fathers. That is the problem.
Sure.
Yeah, well, that's where the problem begins.
Sure.
And now, when women are being abused and it's in the spotlight this year, whoa, we're like, oh, but then
from the A, man.
You know what I'm saying?
From the A, man.
And I feel like I don't know. I don't currently have the ideas.
Yeah.
I don't have the know-how, but I feel like if I can speak about it in my music, maybe it can spark something.
You are the change in yourself right now. You're the change in the community, man. Plus the love, like you guys were mingling right now. You discovered Timbisa, both two men on 12.
Right.
I love after you, man. Push a patient together, man. The sad thing is sort of like we need to wrap things up, man.
Good
like,
things gotta count.
When show not maybe 2 hours long next year and next year until hashtag New Year's resolution.
Oh, you guys signing a new contract next year.
We
got to, bro. We got to.
So shout out to the homies who are in the studio, man. How do people get in touch with you, brothers?
Expressionist? Simple, man. Just Google Anthony Pila or The Expressionist. Check out Tumblr. There's a website, anthonypila.com. Instagram, The Expressionist.
Aye.
Just check out one of those. I'm sure you'll find something.
Standardizations. Mr. Touchline?
It's at Touchline Truth. That's on Instagram and on Twitter. And on Facebook, you just catch me Touchline Punchline.
Oh, Touchline Punch. Hey, I thought you wanted to tell us about your IT name.
Steve.
Steve one.
And then any upcoming events anytime soon?
Yes, bro. This December, so super. So super this December, young told. I think the most important thing for me is to just get 18 Flow in the hands of the people.
Yeah.
Cool. So Nani Money event, I'm willing to come there and just look, give me the mic, bro. That's what I'm asking for.
Give
me the mic. If you look by 18 Flow, I really believe that there's a message there, and I feel like the kids need to hear it.
We're part of it.
Shout out, my G. So Mina, this Saturday I'm back at Timbisa. But it's really close to the Timbisa.
Yeah.
The Bercheka Street Fest by Naginda Bazako. I'll be performing there.
Aye.
I see the cab.
Pardon?
I see the
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. I'm supporting my homie from Timbisa also. You know what I'm saying?
Watch out.
Currently I'm working with 2 clothing brands from Timbisa. I'm told. So uplifting. So I'm there. I know. On the 16th I'm somewhere, but people must just check out the Ikik Guide.
I know you are.
2 days. In 2 days I'm trying to be in Bram. There's some Bram thing happening there.
Yeah.
I'm going to perform as you now.
I will hook you up.
Man.
Anytime soon now, so you wanna say you find yourself on top of an official Major World stage, dog.
Please, let's do it.
Let's
not
procrastinate. I wanted to say something. Oh yeah, but Fitz, we can't wrap things up before talking about Homegrown. But Fitz, shout out to Homegrown. Shout out to Homegrown. Shout out to Official Major World.
Shout out to New York Star. Yeah. Shout out to Official Major World. We also got the merch. Shout out to Official Major World on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Hit us up. Even look on YouTube. Read up. Boom. Hashtag. Official Major World with no spaces. Facebook, Instagram, Official.Major World. Twitter is Official Major W1. Go YouTube is Official Major World. What's the term? Google. Like a year ago, there wasn't likeliness one. But now Official Major World. I'm going to keep my message. Boom. Google search. And as I'm going to Google AdWords.
Just hard work.
Liberations in Tanga. Yeah. Mr. A11, how do the people get in touch with you, man?
It's A11 to the loan. Facebook, it's A11 to the loan. Twitter, it's A11 to the loan. But DM me, let's talk, let's communicate. Combos communicate.
Ladies have 5,000. Oh no, 5K. Should I say 5K or 5 grand? 5 grand, man.
Right. Look what mama did with 5 grand. Every month it's what she get from white man. Washing clothes and scrubbing floors and window wiping. She be back to cook dinner and help you do assignments. She wake up and make sure that she irons your clothes. She put lunch in your bag as she walk out the door. She reminds you special and you are destined for more. A back room with no bathroom, it don't matter, it's home. So you grow and get a loan for university. You get your diploma. They call it graduate cause you have to wait for employment. And then you get an internship like this is it. Get paid 5 grand like mama did. So the cycle continues. We're not free, just free from believing life is a prison. But the chains are all the way in our thinking. See, designer clothes, but look how empty the fridge is. Guess family's not as important as image. And nigga, that's what slaves often do. Convenience over truth. Don't care about winning if they can justify the lose. You ain't free until your only boss is you. We ain't free until cash is a pick and pay. Smile at black people too. We ain't free until Tower can learn to love again. I ain't free until I can give them my heart again. We ain't free until good people rule parliament. We ain't free until Kanye Bow is stuck again. Cause black is beautiful, but black girls reduce themselves to booty call. See the man that you were trying to impress, don't reply to your text. He only love you when you're drunk and undressed. Black men, they got kids. Black men, they not fathers. Side chick gets allowance. Ignore baby mama. Your kid's friend buys a watch as a Father's Day present, but yours just watches cause his father ain't present. I make music for him, I make music for them. I make music for people who wanna win at the end. I make music for loyal people who die for their friends. After dying they rise and they go and die for you again. I make music for lovers, I make music for pain. I make music for dreamers, heroes, believers, and slaves. So I take it to radio and I ask them to play it. They look straight to my face. You know how much you gotta pay, right? 5 grand. Freedom is the absence of fear and the love of God. Discovering your purpose, letting go of what you've lost. Forgiving those that hurt you, cause from them you learn a lot. To conquer your emotions and controlling all your thoughts. Finding hope at any cost, not to please no human being. Self-belief and inner peace will never come from Twitter feeds. And to know that jealousy is only there to poison me, that's the first real step to being free.
Harnessing the power of talk radio. Brandlive.co.za